Was today nothing more than a stock market trap as we've seen this morning? Stocks came crashing lower. We look at the fear and greed index, trying to get back over into fear territory. However, can we survive for another day? Is today nothing more than a trap and we're about to run and make new all-time highs? Now, if we come over and look at how the indices fared across the board, the Dow was down 450 points. The NASDAQ was down 93 points. S&P 500 down 26 points, with the Russell 2000 being down 2.11. Now, when we look at advancing issues versus declining, notice today we had 57% of issues declining on the day. Then as we come over and look at the sectors across the board, energy was the leader out there. The big laggers out there were financials and consumer defensives. So what caused the big drop in the market? Walmart stock drops as it posted fourth quarter earnings, which beat. However, they gave a very cautious guidance. Then we look at this article, why Walmart's warning may have more to do with weight loss drugs than tariffs. Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think Walmart's guidance lower had to do more with the weight loss drugs? Or is it more fear-mongering about the tariffs that Trump's about to enact? Now, if we look at that chart of Walmart, yikes, what a nasty day out there. Hopefully nobody was long out there yesterday, which we know some people were. Walmart today was down 6.53% on the session, a massive red day out here. Also, we talked about when we looked at the sectors, XLF, the financials, not doing too well. Financials today were down 1.5%. And notice we have this upper level consolidation. And right now, at this moment, we still have a case where you have higher lows intact. So could this be nothing more than a buying opportunity to give us a late day rally going into Friday? Now today, we also see Fed Goolsbee says PCE inflation reading unlikely to be as sobering as the CPI was. However, look what else we're starting to see. Another Fed official came out today, says stagflation, like trend, can't be ruled out. Now, stagflation is a horrible word out there for the stock market. Stocks are not going to like that. Now, we talked about the fear and greed index being at 45. And when we look at the most recent investor sentiment survey, we had another very bearish reading. Look at the bulls, came in at 29.2. Previous reading was 28.4. So yes, it did improve slightly, but look at the bears. The bears did drop off significantly, came in this time about 40.5. Previous reading 47.3. Now, if we look at the dollar index real quick, dollar index today was on the move lower. Normally with a lower dollar, what do we see? We see the bulls have more of an advantage. However, that was not the case today. We look at yields also trying to roll over today. And with the dollar going down, we would think that gold would be rocketing. But look at the candle that we had on gold, kind of a shooting star type of candle. In the location, spiked up, made a new all-time high, basically closing near the lower third of the range. We come over real quick, take a look at crude oil today. Crude oil, a little bit of a move back up, and we're going to see, will it be able to break out of this lower consolidation area? Crude oil today up a whopping 39 cents, but look at the wick on top of that candle. Back-to-back candles, look at the wick on the top, and as we approach the top of this consolidation, that could be an area where we see crude oil start to rally, start to fall back down. However, if crude oil can push above this area right up here, that swing point, then we can go ahead and we can theorize, all right, how high could crude oil go? If it can break above that swing point, the next stop for crude oil to the upside would be about 77.21. We start breaking out through the bottom. Watch out, we're probably coming down towards 68.63, and then maybe even all the way down here towards these lower swing points around 67 even. Now, as we come over and look at the SPY today, notice we have a hammer candle. We have one right over here. So even though they were able to push the market down early on, the buyers came back in, stepping back up, trying to lift prices higher. Keep in mind with the SPY, we do have a ABC target up here about 616, and we have a secondary larger ABC target all the way up here at 626.15. However, are we about to come a little bit lower, test some of these lower levels that we have much below us? Let's not forget, we still have a big nasty gap down around 582.11. 4-hour chart, MACD basically flatlined out, not a whole lot to see there. And on the 30-minute chart, you can see, what do we do today? We gap lower. In that first initial 30-minute candle, we were able now to get back above 50% of that candle, which then makes me think, are we about to go ahead, retest the high of the candle, and potentially come all the way back up and fill the gap as early as tomorrow? Now, if you look in the afternoon session, quite a strong move on the way up. And again, I warned you guys back over here when MACD was up and up elevated and looking like it had a roll effect. now we finally start to get a little bit of a push lower. Now I want to make everybody aware, Apex has extended their 80% sale for another 12 days. So if you want to take advantage of this offer, use the link in the description box down below. Use promo code Mike at checkout. Now when we come over and we look at the futures markets real quick, right here, notice what we were able to do today. Bam, we took out one of those high probability targets, 6112.5, which was an untested value area high from last week. I warned you guys about it in the Sunday video. I've talked about it in each video up until this point. Now we're able to take that point, we're able to take that level out. However, notice we have a wick on the bottom of this 4-hour candle. And if we start breaking it, I then want to turn my attention to last week's point of control at about 6,088.00. As we dive down and start looking at the daily profiles, notice we didn't quite make it back up towards this minus development area on the profile or this structure breakdown point. This could be an area I do want to focus on. And if we can clear this area, then we have the potential coming all the way up here, the 6161.50. Notice today we hit the point of control below us, 6103, and when we zoom it out, that was also enough to take out that untested value area high at 6113.25. So today, on that sell-off that we got, we were able to take out some of those price points, and notice all this area up in here was nothing more than upper level consolidation. And now that we spiked down below it, again, being the first way we break, could that have been nothing more than a trap? And we're about to see the lower level shorts about to get smoked as we go back up, trying to hit this point of control and maybe even see the S&P 500 making new all-time highs. Now, as we come over, look at the economic calendar for tomorrow, Europe has a lot of PMI data coming out. Then over here for the US at 9:45, we're going to have PMI data coming out. Then at 10 o'clock, we have existing home sales, revised consumer sentiment, then revised inflation expectation. Then we have an FOMC member speaking here at 11:30. Now, if we come over and look at the QQQs real quick, we can see that big hammerish looking candle, one of the largest ranges we've seen over the past 4 or 5 days. And one of the things I want to do is I want to pull a Fibonacci retracement from this last swing up all the way down to the bottom. Now notice we hit the 38% retracement. We did not hit the 50% retracement. So are we essentially going to run that wick out here tomorrow, or are we about to run the new all-time highs? This is something we're going to explore in a little bit greater detail tomorrow during the live stream. So if you don't want to miss the next time I go live, make sure you're subscribed and you have the bell notifications turned on for all. Now, when we look at the 4-hour chart, really not a whole lot to see. We had that nasty candle right here. Then the next candle was an inside candle, which then most likely leads to a breakout or breakdown from that candle. 30-minute chart, you can see we built up a lot of volume down here around this range. We're trying to push up above value area high. If we can hold above value area high tomorrow, then I want to look for the market to come back and essentially undo that whole entire down candle. If we start breaking back below value area high, watch out for the point of control, value area low, and then a potential retest of the lows from today. Anything below that price point, let's not forget, we do have a gap down below us about 528.30. Now, as we come over and look at the NASDAQ futures real quick, notice today we also hit that high probability target, 22,008.50. And I talked about this as early as Sunday. I said, whenever we close outside of value on the weekly, then there's a high probability chance that either this week or the following week, we're going to take out that level and check mark. That level has now been taken off. So now as we come over, we start looking at the daily profiles. Here's a structure breakdown point that we talked about on the live stream. Notice right where we came up to, right up towards that level. Now the question is, as we're closing near value area high, which is really going to come in about 22,132.00, we have the point of control about 22,049.5, and value area low will be 22,000.50. So if we start breaking back down below value area high, where would be the next logical target? Well, if we measure from value area high down towards the point of control, that's about 82 points. However, something I want to do a little bit different in this scenario is if we play for that sell side, I then, instead of want to target in the point of control as target number one, I want to target these candle bodies right up here, somewhere in the ballpark of 22,087. We start breaking that, then I want to target the point of control. Then I want to target value area low. Anything below value area low, I would then want to refer back over here to the weekly charts, and I would then want to go ahead and start to focus on the edge of this distribution area right up in here, which then would come in somewhere in the ballpark of about 21,895. Anything below that, then I then want to target 21,790.50. Keep in mind, Fridays tend to be more bullish than bearish, and if today was indeed nothing more than a trap, we could see the S&P 500 and NASDAQ running the new all-time highs tomorrow. Now, if you want to learn about take profit traders withdrawal rules, then you want to make sure to check out this next video right here.